Hey there, and welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Part 3. We're rounding out the end of this segment. It's 9 through 13. Oh my gosh, so many reveals. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We did get a new theme song on these segments, but we're sticking with the OG song.
Because it's the best.
Because it's so good.
Got to classic.
Welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Part 3, Episode 9 through 13. So now we have finished that. And if anybody is curious, in correlation, it starts with Episode 35. But we're going by the Netflix breakdown because it's just easier. Yep. You know, just like that. And my name is Kari Lane. I'm joined by my lovely, awesome host.
Hey guys, it's Jaimi Gray.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I missed last week. Hello, I'm
Welcome back.
I know, I'm loving this. It's a girls' night.
I know, right, girls' night?
Ladies' night.
And I'll be back next week.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, that jacket, Alexis.
Oh,
Yes,
dope.
and it's
like,
red.
Like I tried to do it for.
Where have I been?
Hot topics. I mean, come on. I tried to do this at the very end of each thing to wear something FMA. So I'm gonna try and do it.
Festive,
so.
she's festive.
So for people listening, she has a red hoodie with the Fullmetal
I do, it
Alchemist
has
logo.
the
Looks so
invitation
good.
circle on it.
Yay.
Yes. Awesome. You can't see it. I'll take a picture later.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So how do we feel rounding out Part 3?
Woo, I loved it. It was
girl.
I had so many moments, jaw dropping, like, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. It was great.
I was getting a lot of tweets since I missed last week. They're like, we're really glad that you weren't there. Not like in a bad way, but like because there's no way you would have been able to keep a poker face the entire time. I was
You
like,
know what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot in these episodes, especially with Pride.
We finally do get that.
Yes.
Yay. Which, in Japanese, there's no way you can notice. Who that
Oh
is.
yeah,
You're like,
it's only in the dub.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks for
only in
not
the dub.
spoiling it. Like,
Um,
everybody, you guys really did a great job to
Thank
not
you
spoil
so
it.
much.
And
Yes.
keep that up, guys.
Yeah.
We do have a live chat if you're watching this live on YouTube. Feel free to join us. If you're watching it later, please comment down below your thoughts on these episodes. And please don't get ahead. We are, a couple of us are brand new to this version of the show. We've seen maybe Fullmetal Alchemist, but not Brotherhood. So it's been a fun, exciting adventure. Because all of this is like, oh, I don't know these things. And then we also have our third member, so it's not, or our fourth member, so it's not quite ladies' night.
Right. Hello?
Yeah,
Talking about me?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, you're not a lady, so yes.
I know, but it's
Ladies and men, maybe?
Ladies' night in the room.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Charlie's Angels. We
Yeah.
got Charlie up in
Ah.
the booth and the Angels.
Oh,
Yeah.
That makes
I like
sense.
that more.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
special night.
angels, let's get to the episode.
Ah.
Yay!
Yeah, look
And I
at
can
you.
already see some of you are in the chat. I'm so happy that
Hey,
you're joining
guys.
us.
Yeah,
Yay!
I got it here in front of me if
Whoop,
we
whoop.
need it.
All right, so episode 9, The Shape of This Country.
Whew.
I'm in love with
Which-
the shape of this country.
Ah.
Just kidding.
Well, what's funny is that title alone, if you just think of it like, you could interpret that different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Mind blown. Didn't even realize it.
Because then you go, oh.
You just did
oh.
something. Yep.
So smart episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off at the beginning, we got the Briggs Way, which we get a great example of teamwork.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody
correct.
works together to go to gate 8, the elevator, and getting rid of Sloth, which was really cool. The cold weather. Oh man, this is my notes.
Take your time.
Something fuel. Excuse me, I wrote. Nah. So pretty much it vaporizes and freezes quickly,
Yeah.
and good way to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Sloth.
Yep. You're like, bye, peace out. And then that's also when Armstrong's like, yeah, you need to tell me what Sloth is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't believe y'all.
She literally does not care. Even when she was getting close to Sloth, I'm like, you don't even know really what homunculus are or like
Nah.
what his
Nah.
true powers are. And you're
Nah.
just like all up in his face. And I'm like, all right.
Her
Go
on that
for it.
tank, man.
Yeah, she's
Oh.
like, "Ugh." That's my girl. I love her.
And
My queen.
the double
My
tank,
queen.
she's like, push me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
She's
think,
my favorite.
I think that's why I love the. I was supposed to say Northern Tribe. I've been watching too much Avatar.
They kind of
too.
are.
I mean, yeah, but like I like the North Station is because
Yeah.
of the fact that they not blindly are devoted to her, but like they know that she knows her stuff. So when she gives an order, they're like, yeah, okay.
She's like,
you want
just
us,
do it.
You want us to push you with these tanks? Sure. You want us to cement this area? Sure. And just
Yeah.
lock people up? Yeah. Like just
And
nobody
they just do what
cares.
she says. Like,
It's not blind, well, not blind devotion, but complete, absolute
Yeah,
trust
like
yes.
yeah.
and
Yes.
respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah.
feel like because like sometimes it feels like when you have a leader, you know, when you see that kind of stuff, you're like, oh man, why do you guys follow her so, you know, quickly?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's
With fear.
devotion. Like,
Yeah.
it's straight up. Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's awesome. So, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Then we get our brothers handcuffed, which is amusing. They're little blockwood.
Oh yeah.
So Miles goes oh, there we go. Miles goes to the wounded soldier who turns out to be Kimberly. Dun, dun, dun. Oh,
this
that was
guy.
a fun power play and
Yeah.
threatening moment.
Yeah.
And he's like revealing he's Ishvalan. It's like,
How did you
Like,
guys
what
feel
now?
about
What
that since I
now?
wasn't here? Did you guys assume that he was
I
or nah?
wasn't surprised, but I like how he hides it.
Yeah, with the shades?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
they're so dope.
and the reveal too of like how he learned to be okay with the military and how Armstrong is like, no, I want diverse opinions. And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
I was
she's
shocked
the best.
though, like
Yeah.
finding out like with his eyes and all that. But you know, we were talking about this last week, just with him basically, I should call it like being biracial.
Yeah, which I was like,
You know, yeah, I was like,
multiracial
okay.
because it's just his grandpa. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like he has the red eyes. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's actually really hot. But you know,
Oh, he's
Yeah.
super cute.
Yeah.
Miles is very cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's tall, dark, and handsome. He's mine.
yeah. He's the best.
At me.
We get General Raven appears. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes. Then he's talking with Kimberly. It's like, oh, you're worried? Don't worry. I got the Flow of the Philosopher's Stones right here. And we get this really creepy doctor for a hot minute, and then we don't really see anything else.
I don't know what.
Yeah, I was
But
a
that
couple
was
confused
weird.
about that.
Check this out, guys. So Derek Hogan in the chat says, I don't know if it's confirmed, but the gold-toothed doctor who healed Kimberly is the same doctor who helped create King Bradley.
I did not know that. So
I'd buy it if that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a shot in Bradley's episode that shows a doctor with a gold tooth.
Oh, you
good
know what?
eye.
I think you're right.
He had like a kind
I
of
do
scary
remember that.
face, right?
Yeah.
Well, and
and
he's
glasses.
old now because
Glasses
you
and
know,
a
mustache.
aging. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
So
You know
the
what
gold
I
tooth.
remember because he kind of looked like that. We're just gonna change gears here just for a really quick second. It reminds me of like that Disney scene in Aladdin with when Jafar had like the message.
Oh, yeah.
And he flashes his smile, and
you're
then,
like,
that scene literally reminded me of that, and I was like, ah. So yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah.
We get Marco and May when they're talking about like let's explain alchemy, which was kind of cool, and she talks about how it's the chi.
She's so smart.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love her so much.
So cute.
Well, it's cool too because we get that concept here.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to digest. Like, oh yeah, sure, because it's like a thing that doesn't exist in our world, like alchemy that way. But we go, oh yeah. It's nice when like it's a fictional thing, but they give context. and we go,
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's real.
Sure.
I love that pressure point scene with the two.
Oh,
of them. That was
yes.
adorable, where he's just like, why is my eye hurt? What's
That would be me.
happening?" Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah.
They mentioned the dragon's pulse, and then also that the fact that local alchemy, so the regular, our main people's alchemy, uses the Earth's crust movement as that energy, and that's how they use it, which is pretty cool. But the super creepy thing where May goes, it's a lot of people squirming around.
Yeah. Because she would always like notice energy
Yeah.
from below the ground. I'm like, so now I get why she was, feeling some things.
I mean, yeah, and
Creepy.
the fact that she's able to realize that it's not just like, I don't know, just chi moving around. It's actual like people moving underneath. I'm like,
It's people.
That's crazy.
Yes.
It gets so good.
Yeah. General Armstrong with everybody, they're kind of they start to go explore this tunnel underneath, and they mentioned that it's been 20 years since an intruder, which might have been our little brother's sensei. 20 years ago, I survived in the mountains and stole things. So that was kind of a funny tie back in.
I love that. Oh my god, it was teacher.
Yes. And then Armstrong's like, well, tell me everything. And then we get this nice map. They talk about Ishval, and then we get the history of all the different uprisings.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this?
That was pretty darn cool. Well, because
Yeah.
we talked about like how it would be used, but then that made sense of context of like, all right, started back in 1558, which is like 500 years now, because now we're in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Then the military was involved every single time.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
That's
Right?
so crazy
Yeah.
though.
Oh man, but it also, I really like this scene because when we get to finally have everyone kind of on the same page now,
Yeah.
but at the same time it was also a moment where we actually get to see General Armstrong being like, oh
Now I'm mad.
crap.
Yeah.
Like, because most of the time she's a very calm, cool,
Yeah.
collected person.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like we never get to really see her shocked. So the fact that we got to see it, and it wasn't like her like how most characters
Yeah.
are, where they're like shaking and they're having a monologue. It's just kind of like, Sickles, we have to figure this out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then immediately trying to think of a plan. Like,
Well,
I love that.
they learned there's just a giant transmutation circle. And
Yeah,
that's when
that
it's
was
like
crazy.
mind blown.
I was not expecting that
Yeah.
at all.
And the
That
last
is
place
crazy.
left is Briggs.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then she's
That's
like,
when she's
That's when she's like,
Yeah, when she got upset.
She's now
Yes.
mad. She does not play.
Flashback to our villain from one of the first episodes, and I kind of was like, called it.
no,
Called
correct,
it.
Yeah.
correct.
If anybody forgets, I was like, maybe he's not wrong that like
Yeah.
something's going on with this government because the way he was talking, it's like
He knows something.
He knew something.
Yeah.
I'd want to know more, and it's like, darn. Raven pops up and with Kimberly, and they're trying to get information. Trying to get information out of him. And where'd that go? That was the end. Yes. They mentioned the more of Drachmo, but I'm like, I feel there's gonna be more with that country to the side, but I don't know yet.
We have 2 pots.
She's like,
knows?
right?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Any other thoughts on episode 9?
I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was funny though, because wasn't that where Raven and Armstrong are talking? Because she has like the
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
no, that's later on.
We watched all of them together, so they kind of
sure
blend.
she is.
Yes.
Yeah, the episode ended with the big reveal. That was
Gotcha,
pretty much how
gotcha.
that
That
worked
was the
out.
bigger one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Episode 10, Family Portrait. We get Hohenheim, and he lists
Oh.
10 names, because I was
Yes.
curious. Had to use you so many years ago, and Weird Blood, because he drops it, and how it disappears is strange. So you're like, And then we get our 13 years ago flashback.
Yes.
This, I did like this reveal. One, he was talking about catch the monster, and he got this body, as in he doesn't age, and now we know where that family photo comes from.
Yep.
And the bigger kind of like, that I was like, that's good to know. Trisha was okay with him leaving.
She knew everything that was going on. She understood
Yes.
everything, and I think that was the
Yes.
one thing that made me really happy. Obviously, she's still going to be sad that he had to leave, but I
It's
like
not like he just ditched her and
Yeah.
she's like, no.
yeah, and
I
I
have
like
so
that.
many questions.
I know.
though.
I mean, we
Oh,
have 2
yes.
more parts, so we have time.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that was the one thing that I felt like it kind of lacked from the original was that we didn't get enough of Trisha being like, yeah, I knew what
Or
was
just
I
being
happening.
there.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
used to like 3-second clips of her, but like we got to see her talking more.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, and
I
I
was
love how
really shocked, though.
understanding she is.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna be old and gross soon too. So you
I
know?
want this photo to remember.
I'm just like, you
everything.
didn't ask questions like who, what, when, where, why, how long. She's just like, all right.
Yeah. And the fact that
Deuces.
that Trisha and having a family made him
Yeah.
divert from his normal path. So you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so cute. Then we bump back to the present. The new Explore the Tunnel team. They all die, pretty much,
Yeah.
except for 2. All the blackness in the eyes, that was weird and like, what? Now that tie-in later, I did not see that coming
Yeah.
because I'm like, what is it?
A lot of things I didn't see coming.
Raven tells Simone. Raven Simone.
Hey, girl.
Raven tells Armstrong to close the tunnel and put Sloth back. It's like, huh? What? But they do, and they pretty much talk about you obey the power and chain of command. And I like how Kimberly's like, oh, even she does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's also when Raven and the Elric brothers finally kind of meet each other a bit, which was
He's
fun
iffy.
and awkward.
Don't
Yeah.
like him.
He just went from like nice to nasty really like too
so
quickly
quick.
for me.
I was like,
I
hate
really
you.
didn't like it. And I don't know if you guys noticed that little interlude clip too where they just show like a picture and his face was like, I was
Yeah.
like, what's going on? So yeah, that's clearly his character.
Yeah, I had a clutch pearls moment. I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
no.
and it had like creepy music.
Yeah. I was like, all right, okay.
Raven and Sloth, when they mentioned the chimeras that they're working for Central, and you must all keep this a secret. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
He's just yelling. I was like, okay.
You're all, okay. And then Scar, Yoki catch up with May, so then we get them all together.
Yay.
And then we go days later. Then we get this conversation. Now this is, I was like, no, not that moment yet. But she's talking, I think this is with Armstrong, and they're talking about, well, the lesser will be sacrificed.
Yeah.
Yay! No.
No. It's like she gets it now.
And then she's like, wait, so tell me more? And he's like, yeah, weaker people have been designed to perish from the start. Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Now
That's
we know where you
crazy.
stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy though.
Then we see when the country was founded, and now he says, he was kind of saying that this is, it's set in motion when the country was founded, and now it's coming to fruition when in his lifetime. The big fun surprise though. Stab and slice, kill Raven, go Armstrong.
That's my girl. There's so many scenes where I'm just like, she just goes up another point. Like, she's my favorite character right now. She's winning. She's winning.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that stab.
No, and that's and that's why
got chills.
Like she's like one of my top like favorite female characters. Like her and Izumi are like my two top because the fact that Izumi, even though she has like practically no organs, is just kicking butt all the time and just throwing up. But like Armstrong is just the fact that she's very tactical about like what she wants and how to handle it.
And it works.
Yeah, and
she's efficient. She's me. I was telling Alexis, I was like, I think she's an Aries in real life. It's just something about her. She's definitely a fire sign, but I love her.
Yeah,
she's my favorite.
She's dope.
Now I realized you talked about it, and I guess I didn't note it down. But yes, they have that conversation. I guess this was said, but I forgot to write.
No, it's okay. But we got it.
But the conversation of him. But the moment of him like touching her, and we see her face.
She was
She was like, "No!"
But again, it also shows how human she is because even though she's like trying to be calm, cool, and collected, she's like, "Oh my god, I want to kill you!" But it's not like, "Oh my god, you're gross." It's like, "No, I want to stab you in the face."
And the secret like overhearing in the other room was great. I wish they were actually recording it.
Yeah, no, they were just.
They don't have that technology. Not really.
They were just like, I'm just listening.
And they're like, proof. We told you. Oh, and
he took
throwing him in the cement.
That's a hard way to go out.
I don't know if anyone's Jane the Virgin like people or fans, but they did that to a character where he died and he fell into.
Wait, was he dead before he fell in?
Did he get shot or stabbed? I don't know. Either one. It was
dying.
Dying.
Okay.
But like that's how they buried the
body.
So
he was like halfway there.
Well, see, burying it's one thing, but when he's there and he's talking in the cement, in his
No. I mean, I don't remember. Jane the Virgin's been also a while, but yes, it's pretty much like close to that.
That was very disturbing.
I was like, okay, but he also deserved it.
Oh no, he totally did. But it's just one of those like that's a personal like.
Oh yeah,
just
like,
that whole scene.
Drowning is like bad.
Similar
but
suffocation.
This is, yeah, but worse because I feel like you can actually.
Yeah,
it's just hard to imagine.
Real quick, I like this comment by Hail Crimson King.
Hail Crimson King!
Hey.
And he goes, and Raven signed his own death warrant when he mentioned survival of the fittest. By that very logic, what she did was perfect. She was the fittest to survive, and he had become weak.
Correct.
He was such a dummy.
He
was such a dummy. How do you fall for that bait? But I thought it was funny that scene where Armstrong is talking to Raven, and she's like, I mean, they're little kids, talking about Ed and Al and how she would like torture them.
I can't hurt children.
And their faces,
I was
like, ooh.
I was like barfing in the corner. I was like, she doesn't believe a word.
I love her. And the guy was like, it's funny because she would actually do it. She'd actually torture you. Like, I love her.
Oh, Renji in the chat says, I think he was alive in Jane the Virgin. So.
Oh, we got a fan for other stuff.
Also, real quick follow up to the previous comment. Daniel Sobelka says, and Raven became part of the foundation of the country.
Wow.
Awful, but so true.
Yeah. Sucks for him.
I like the Elric brothers listening, like,
gross. Like, hold on.
They love how awesome she is in their own way.
I think they admire her secretly.
We have
They admire her secretly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have Miles and Kimberly again, and they're pushing each other's buttons, and we learn it's to stall for time, which is one of those like, they're like, you can stop now, and he's like, oh, thank goodness. He's like, I was able to. Miles was like, oh, I didn't want to have to do that.
Oh yeah, he's Kimberly's such a creepy person to talk
slimy.
to.
Yeah.
Well, he gets this weird moment as Kimberly's kind of walking away, almost doesn't really care what's going on, but he's like, well, just so you know, I'm working for the Fuhrer. Like that's what I'm doing. You go, oh. Okay. Then we have Ed and Winry pops up, and you're like,
oh, I was like, but at first I didn't think that was really her. I was like, is this her?
I thought it was Wrath or
I thought it was Envy. I was like, maybe it's someone else, maybe it's someone homunculus, but then I was like, no, it's her.
I thought Raven was going to be Envy, and we were just messing around here, but I was like, oh no, that's definitely him for sure.
Yeah.
And then because the Fuhrer was quite concerned, and that was why they've sent her, you know.
Gross.
Goodness.
There's a very short post-credit scene, but rather comedic with Mustang and the Flower Lady. If you guys missed that. And that's how he gets the message to Olivier and gets it back, essentially. Oh, that was so funny. Wow. So good. That was episode 10. Episode 11, the first homunculus.
Woo!
This
Dun, dun,
episode.
dun.
I have been waiting. I have been waiting for this day.
Good.
I'm so sad Ollie's not here because I really wanted to see his reaction.
He's
But
like,
it's
"What?"
fine.
We'll
Yeah.
wait. We'll wait.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Thank you guys so much for not spoiling that because
Yes,
it
that was
just
good
happened
stuff.
so organically.
so proud of all of you.
They're like, yes, there's Kimberly's men who've arrived. Winry's working on Ed, and Ed's like,
Did you see that?
leans over, don't trust Kimberly. Yes. Ooh.
Derek in the chat says it's funny how the voice of Kimberly also voices future Trunks. So, but because she's a DBZ fan, I was like, you have to read that.
Oh
Might have to go
wow!
back and
No, I'm
listen
like
to
so
that.
excited. Not to like get off track, but I'm gonna name my future dog Trunks. I'm not even joking.
I like that.
You'll meet him one day.
Yeah.
One day.
I thought Ed could have told Winry a little less obvious with Kimberly standing right there.
Right.
Don't trust him. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like he
But
has
it's
ears.
just like, like in TV where
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? 2 steps.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm going to reveal everything that's happening right now. And I'm
Right.
like, he can still hear
Yes.
you.
We get the weird, creepy flashback she had with the car ride with Kimberly of him being
Oh
such
yeah.
So
I didn't know what to think of
odd.
it though. I didn't know what to think of it. I
Yeah.
was like, maybe he is nicer. I don't know.
a no.
No.
I don't know.
He's like, let me like push buttons and stab you in
Yeah.
the heart. And you're like, no.
so gross.
Stab you in the heart.
But we get our adorable moment where both indirectly, Winry and Ed say that they like each other.
Or love. Because she was like, I can't believe I'm falling in love. And I was like, you're falling in love already, girl? Like, what the heck?
She's been saying this for weeks.
In love, though?
I didn't write down exactly what they said,
millennials have
but
been
I don't think
friends.
I think she just said falling for him
Okay.
in subtitles. And then for
For-
Ed is like her or something.
Although
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think it's that wild to think that she's falling in love with her, even though like
She's falling in love with
With
her.
him.
I mean with him. Sorry.
Yes.
Him.
As all,
even though
what?
even though we come in at a time where the show starts, they still have a whole history
Oh,
together
yeah.
of them growing
True.
up.
They
Yeah.
know everything about
Yeah.
each other.
But
Yeah.
they both need to transition each other out of the friend zone because you grew up
Yeah.
as more
Yeah.
buddies. So now it's like, oh,
Who
They
would
I
make
like
the
definitely have
first
like that.
move?
They definitely already have like an established, intimate
Yes.
sort of love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just gonna go to the next level of like
yeah.
It's
I
cute.
love them so much. OTP.
But Ed might have some competition because Buccaneer and Winry, that was
funny.
hilarious.
He was like, it's not fair.
That's why I was really upset when when he first was like, "Oh, your mechanic is awful. Look at your awful auto mail." I was like, "Oh, I can't wait for you to
Yeah.
actually see her." And then he doesn't. He's like, "Oh, damn
He
it!"
blushed a
He's
little
like,
bit,
she
too.
is so
So
cute.
Yeah.
Who is this cute girl?
They're not used to that
I
out
thought
there.
Ed was going to just completely like reveal him when I first saw this. I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, also, by the way, even though you like his auto mail, he said that your auto mail is shit."
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
And she would have been like, "What?"
That would
Classic.
have been pretty funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that they didn't because then
Oh.
he's just like upset because he probably thought about what he said and then he went,
Yes.
"Oh, it's not fair."
Yeah, and she's so in love with like Automail. It's so cute.
Oh, she's
Like
I
her
love
love
her
for
little butt
it.
wiggle that
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
has when
she's
she's
like,
looking at
Yeah.
Automail.
Well, and then the
Alright.
other tech doctor guy was like, "Do you want to see some other stuff?" She's like,
Also,
"Yeah."
Hello.
Of course.
And that Ed moment, that little jealousy, he's like, huh, nope.
Yes.
Yes.
Pull back. Pull back.
We get
Conceal, don't
Armstrong,
feel.
Push it back.
Armstrong and Lieutenant Henschel, which that guy, they're like, okay, we're gonna send a rescue party. And it's been a week,
Oh,
which is creepy.
yeah, gross.
And they found parts.
Oh.
And that's also when we go ahead, we find the survivors, there's 2, and the shadows kind of backed off. But there's a moment
Yeah.
where the shadows looked back at
Yes.
something.
I was wondering what that was about.
I wonder too.
Like,
You're like, oh.
I mean, I thought it was because they had to retract back, so I didn't know if that was when Hawkeye showed up at the house at that point in time, or I couldn't remember.
Well, that's the next thing, so that makes sense.
That's what I was
that he's like,
thinking.
I gotta book it back.
Because
Yeah.
he could sense her. That's what
Yeah.
I was
Well, yeah,
thinking.
because that's why I was like, I don't remember if that's right after this.
It's
or
right
before.
after.
Okay, then yeah, I think that's why.
Yeah.
But I
No,
could
that
be
makes sense.
misinterpreting it. So
I was getting
What do you
scared,
all
though.
think? Leave comments. Why the shadows look back and
Yeah.
left? I'll
Yeah.
go with that one. I like that one. Also, there's a quick little moment too. Mustang and the Flower Woman, who she has the little curly cue with her hair,
so
she's
cute.
connected with the Armstrongs too.
I just
Yeah.
don't know how she's connected. She said
Well,
that she
she-
worked for them, so I'm assuming that
Yes.
she's just a person who works in the
Yeah.
house. But also the curly Q makes me think that she's like related.
I thought she was
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah.
I'm confused.
I thought it
What's
was both. Yeah.
Tell me.
They share more information. She mentions the North needs help from the East, which would be Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is the bigger reveal. We get Hawkeye's at the house, sees the weird shadow, and it's Salim,
So
who is yes.
no, I was gonna say Daniel in the chat was like the look on Alexis's face several times when you guys were feeling really sorry for Salim because you guys were talking amongst each other. I was literally just looking straight into the camera. Just
yeah.
That's why you guys you're such good ones because that would have been really hard
Good
to
job,
hold.
No, and I didn't, and I would have been pissed if someone was like, "Oh, guess what?" You know? But I do agree.
Thank you to guys that comment too.
That I'm really happy that you got to watch the sub because they don't change. They change the voice there, so you would never know. But for the dub, when you're really if you really listen to it, you're like, "Oh yeah, it's."
I need to clean my ears a little bit.
Yeah, Japanese you can't tell.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh."
It is this. They mentioned, it's a son from Bradley's side. Oh, Hawkeye's face. She's like
mind blown.
Which Hawkeye doesn't really again. Also doesn't.
She
really
also
show,
keeps it in.
Yeah.
So that was really crazy.
Big reveal. Pride, the first homunculus.
Yes.
And the shadows can cut too, which was
when they
creepy.
cut her
and
cheek.
squeeze. Oh, and her wrist. There was the other bit.
Yeah,
man.
Is that serious?
This kind of makes the interaction between Pride and Wrath more interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're my boss, but you're my child.
Yeah. You act so childlike, yet. So is Salim going to grow, or
I'm not sure, to be completely honest.
Why a child's body? Why that form?
Maybe they couldn't.
Do we get an answer for that? Do you know?
To be honest, I actually don't remember.
It's kind of smart.
Okay, I'm okay with that spoiler. If you're okay with that spoiler, do we get a reason why they chose a child's form for Pride?
I know you guys know.
Because I'm assuming that I know we're gonna get a backstory of Salim and how he was made at some point. I just don't remember what it was, to be completely honest.
As long as there's a back.
Yeah, there should be.
Because it's an interesting form to choose.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's much more restrictive than an adult.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I feel like you know what? No, I'm not gonna try because I'm like I probably messed that up.
Because Hohenheim, you can have an adult forever and nobody's really gonna notice, but child they'll be like,
that's weird.
Claudette and Interview with the Vampire doesn't really work well.
Yeah.
All right. So Kimberly and Ed, they talk about the directive from the Fuhrer. Number 1, go search for Scar and find him. Number 2, go find Marco as well. And number 3, carve a crest of blood at Briggs, was what they said in the subtitles. And then he's like, what? Pretty much do what they did to Ishval. And Ed's like, nah.
Yeah, no.
Nope, not happening. And they're like, well, that's what you gotta do.
Roberto in the chat says, yes, there is a reason given why Salim is a child.
Thank you in the chat.
It doesn't say, wait, really, this. Oh, yeah. This is the part I was telling her earlier because you weren't in the room yet, but I was like, for me, when I first watched the series, I always suspected something of him, but I never really thought that he was a homunculi.
Sure.
Until that little itty bitty scary moment where Hawkeye turns around and is like, what the hell? And then his mother goes, he's the pride of my life. And I went, oh!
Yeah. And I'm just slow because I didn't realize.
I was like, they might not have that.
One line. And that's why, I don't know if they said it in the sub. I have no idea.
I forget.
So, but in the dub, it does it. Sun Jun Kim said it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
So Kimberly, it makes a comment of well, why is he involved with this? And he's like, well, I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
It's kind of a effed up reason, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Kimberly.
Ed, Winry, and Al, they kind of explain everything, get caught up. Winry joins the brothers, and they're tired of waiting around. So that was that one. All right, episode 12. Okay, we got police through. Conflict at Boskul.
Boskul?
Not sure how you say, but anyways, Hawkeye is a bit jumpy, sadly.
She's shook, man.
I mean, I don't blame her. Shadow just almost tried to kill her.
Yes. And
that'd
but Mustang calls and knows,
He knows
something's wrong.
Yeah, and
That's
she's
his
like,
girl.
Oh, what perfect timing he has. I was like,
Yeah. That was really sweet.
So then the brothers are being tailed. Now this is a thing where subtitles and dub were different, but it's not a big deal. But in dubbed, in subtitles it said these are our watchers. Mm-hmm. And and then in the dub, they're like, these are Kimberly's men. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, you probably should have said that in the subtitles. That would have been better.
That would have been fine.
Because I'm like, watchers? What? But then it made sense.
Trying to be more mysterious.
Yes.
Right.
They're in this mining town. They lose the guys pretty quick, and May finds them real fast, which was funny.
Of course.
She's like,
She knew her Alphonse was right around the corner.
Yes.
She's like, oh, I
She's
hear
so
my metal
cute.
man back
yes.
there.
Oh,
that
was
Cupid
adorable.
bow where she's like,
Yeah.
I was like, I actually want that to happen to me just to see. She just looked really happy.
Oh my god, yeah, she was having an actual heart attack. She was being
Yes.
attacked.
Winry was hiding in Al, which is cool, and she's like, ow, ooh. And then May's like, who's that? Oh, okay, what do they say in English? Because in subs, they say this hussy.
They call her a hussy too.
Okay, yeah.
She's like, did she just call me a hussy?
That was hilarious.
It's been a minute since I heard that word.
I know, right? I want to start using it again.
Me too.
Also, in English, what they say, I forget, but in dub, they said, oh, Al and Ed are both pursuing me. I think in dub, they said, in love with me.
I think it was in love. I think they're both in love with
probably, but
in love with me. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
In subs, she's like, oh, they're pursuing me, which sounds so old-fashioned, which is funny.
No, well, I mean, it makes sense for the time era, but I don't think I think he said in love. I think that's what it was.
We got Marco and Yoki. So Yoki says that, is the town Usewell. From 1914, it's a flashback now in the regular Full Metal.
Yeah, we had a
whole episode.
We had a whole episode.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought, because it looked vaguely familiar, but in this it's just like flashback.
Oh yeah, which is fine because it was a filler episode, so it makes sense.
But his memory of Ed and that weird smile.
I was like, what? He's like,
it was really
the real criminal showed up.
And no one's listening.
And then he breaks into the Armstrong family house, which that's funny too.
Yeah.
And the girl at the piano, she's like, hey!
I wasn't expecting that.
So funny.
And then he's like, oh, it's your guys' fault. I'm like, no?
No.
Pretty sure it's your bad behavior, bud.
And no one cares.
So then, do we have any other interesting comments in the chat?
For more Pride stuff, a lot of people are saying, which I totally forgot about, Renji and Hale Crimson King are said, Pride can be considered immature, that's why he's just like a child.
Aha.
So I think he's a child because he's so prideful and is to be immature, and children can be very playful, prideful themselves, especially considering the parent who raised them.
Got it.
You guys are so smart.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, so thank you for bringing that up. But yeah.
Scar bumps into Kimberly's soldiers who turn out to be chimeras. That was a good surprise. I like that.
That was also in the original. I don't know where that shows up at some point, but I know that it's the same kind of thing where they're enemies first, then they become friends kind of setup. So I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, it's a very good, tough fight. Like, that was so like, ooh, you are
I wasn't
matched.
expecting the transformations, though. Like,
There's a lot.
Like, I was telling him, I was like, it reminded me of Space Jam, where they just turn into, like, these dinosaur-looking things.
Yeah.
But, like, it was weird.
And they're like, they know your ways in the fighting style, which is funny. And then, of course, our brothers show up just in time to help. Right before, though, Marco shows them the notebook and is like, well, we need Scar for the notebook translations. And they're like, damn. But they go to help him. And there's a lot of comedy in that. Because there's Ed running around like, it's so light.
I love that, though.
I watched that in Japanese and in subtitled. Japanese and English. That part is so weird when he's like, this is so fun. It's such a bizarre little moment. It's very amusing. But the arm grab, how exciting was that when Scar grabs his arm and he's like, it's not the right metal you're thinking.
Yeah.
That was so good.
It was beautiful.
It's just one of those, like, I bet Ed's like,
I'm
waiting
now.
for that.
Before we continue, I was incorrect. Sun Jung Kim said, actually, in the manga, the Usewell mine incident is vital for several reasons. We get to see more of Ed's character, plus the Usewell mine is actually where May first ends up in the manga. There you go.
Thank you very much.
It has been so long. Also, all my manga is like water damage, so I need to buy a new set. There she hears about Edward for the first time, so her path is set to meeting him during the Usewell events.
Nice. All right, so Miles shows up. They've mentioned that Central's doing experiments, and Winry asks why for Scar, but Scar doesn't really give a good answer, but
why?
It makes sense. He's like, anything I say will be an excuse. It's true.
Scar's nature.
The rescue party, the hole's not closed, and they survive, so yay!
I was so happy about that.
Because Armstrong gave a broken watch.
That's why she's my girl. She's
was
just
so
smart.
Sweet.
Yep.
Armstrong and the Buccaneer, when they have their moment on top, which was really kind of sweet and give her inside character. It's black and white, but he's like the blue, like your heart. I'm like, because your heart's frozen? But it's kind of weird, but it's sweet.
An icebox where my heart used to
I was just thinking that.
No, I said icebox where my heart used to be.
I literally was just thinking as you were saying it out loud, and I was like, we need to stop this.
Just at a different tempo.
Cars arrive from Central, and they're like, you have to give an account for something. So, and cliffhanger at the end, almost literally a building hanger. We got Scar hanging over Henry.
That was a great pun.
On the edge.
Yeah.
And episode 13, Daydream. Did you know it was a ruse?
I didn't. I was actually really shocked, but okay, I have an unpopular opinion that I just want to express really quick.
Do it. This is a safe space.
Okay, so I just kind of, what if Winry had actually died, you know? Not that I want her to die, but sometimes when anime just goes there, I like it even more.
As much as I love FMA with our twists and turns, I don't think that if they killed Winry, I feel like people would riot.
You never know, though. If you can make me cry, whoo, I'm like, next. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Well, you're just like Ed. You're like, this is too dangerous.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Yeah.
I knew it felt fake.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I didn't know the details of the plan, but I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Kimberly wanted to fight Scar, and Ed is like, no, wait, don't fight. But I love Ed yelling at Kimberly, like, why'd you bring her?
Yeah.
Which is great.
I was like, all right.
And then we rewind, so we get to find out. And then when we're giving a bandage to Scar because it's like her parents. But she's like, but no, you're not forgiven for your wantonness. And I'm like,
oh. But it also still shows that she's the
she's
bigger
decent.
person.
She's soft.
Yeah.
She
Softy.
is. Scar and Miles having their moment of brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers from other mothers.
Correct.
And they're like, well, why'd you join the military?
We're happy and we're singing and we're red eyes. Da-da-da-da.
But he has a great point of changing the... Miles has a point of changing the view of Ishvalans from the inside of everybody else.
Which I was like, oh, get it, writers. That was really good.
Yeah.
And Scar's like, well, that will take forever. He's like, but that's okay.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would make a more lasting impression.
Yeah.
Marco and May show up, and they're like, well, wait, don't take Scar. We need him for research. Miles kind of starts with the plan, and then they all are like, well, we're going to go hide at the fort.
Teamwork.
Which is like, yeah, that works. Wait, let's kill the Chimera. And then Al's like, oh.
Yeah.
Original Bodies has a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, no. And he's like, but don't you have families? And interesting, though, makes sense. Families are all told they're dead. So
Yeah.
makes sense. And go Al be a motivational speaker and representation for those who are underprivileged and have problems and everything going on. Yes.
Yeah.
Winry suggests being Scar's kidnap victim, which was smart.
I was like, dumb, smart.
Right.
Well, it
A lot
was
of
a
things.
Dangerous
very
smart.
dumb way to be smart.
Yes.
We find out
Yeah.
Armstrong has been sent to Central.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
Not
she can
surprised.
handle it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Central forces are pouring in at the fort, so they're like, not sure.
Which we were expecting.
And they're like, well, how do we get a message to them? Because bodies are problems. Al goes, yo, I don't have a body. No problem. But
No
it's still
body,
very
no problem.
hard for him to walk through the storm. And then he goes into the truth space, question
Yeah.
mark. Was he really there? Is that a vision? Is his soul calling to him? She's like, I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying nothing.
I just feel bad for him. But I definitely think that
Al
it was
can't
his
get
soul.
a break, yo.
Yeah, he really has it rough. And he
Yeah.
looked really bad. His body looked so bad, from the nails to the hair to his body.
I feel it's suspicious.
Yeah.
Because most of the times when they've gone there, it's been a little bit more structured. So to do it like this was like...
And the spirit seemed like his actual self seemed evil, like a little dark.
I was getting that vibe too.
Yeah.
Alexis,
Versus when
I'm
you
gonna
saw
sip my tea.
Al. Versus when you saw Ed, it was a little different. So.
And then our creepy ending, we have Father, because he hasn't really had a name besides Father.
No, it's just father.
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 You're
He
right.
lists Ed, Al, Hohenheim, Izumi, and says that leaves room for one more for that transmutation circle. Dun dun dun. And then we get a new clue. Thank you. Yes. Any other thought on the end of wrapping part 3?
Whew. This is again,
It's been a doozy. It's been good.
Yeah, it's definitely another thing where I feel like they always get you at the very last episode. And they're like, oh, now you have to go to part 4.
Yeah, you have to. That's why I kept watching. I definitely kept watching.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You went ahead.
She couldn't help
Ah!
herself. She couldn't do it.
Okay.
She needed to know.
I still don't know who the one more is, but I have an idea. But I know you guys probably know.
I was like, don't get
it.
ahead of me. Nah.
Oh,
Okay.
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 thought we were
I'm not
predicting.
there yet.
No, I thought we were just
see.
going to predict like who's going to take the spot.
Let's do some quick predictions.
Real quick.
Maybe either Scar or Trisha. I don't know. Like, I know we'd had that scene with her, but you just never know.
Trisha,
You know?
isn't she dead?
I know, but you never know. I don't know if they're gonna be able to find her because they did the transmutation with her,
Oh, right.
or Scar because he's ready to risk it all for Ishbal, and I feel like he'd be all noble.
I don't know why,
Sure.
but Winry popped in my head.
Ooh, okay,
Yep.
okay. No, I mean, those are all
Then
valid
I
things.
think this is everything just amping up and the other where it's going. Alexa's like, I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, so we have our final word of the day. is Aka, which means red. So it's just AKA.
Yeah.
Which is funny, AKA.
Yeah.
Aka.
Aka.
Red. So that's our word for the day. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be moving on to part 4 next. Episodes 1 through 4, part 4. We'll go down the line. Where can people find y'all later?
You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. I'm pretty much only doing this show and Archer on Thursdays, so definitely join me. Also, if you love listening to my voice, I do this really awesome podcast called the Nerd Soul Podcast with Michael and Mark. We talk about a lot of things. We just did a Deadpool recap, a solo review, and we talked about just random crap. So definitely check it out, the Nerd Soul Podcast.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm Jaimi Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray or just Instagram at Jaimi Gray, Jaimi. Yeah.
Nice. And my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KaridLane. Also, make sure to follow our show's Twitter, which is ABTV Anime. I just read Food Wars Volume 1, posted pictures and a tasty observation about it, so you're going to want to go check that out. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See ya!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.